Alright, so, anyways. Welcome to Temple of Sethraliss. I just zoned in, and this was already happening, so. Anyways. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. So, Temple is another easy one for us. For the most part, there's nothing too insane. Marksmans are going to do the most amount of damage to your party. Because they do random shots here and there. The little pups are going to stun you. Normally, you're not going to want to pull all this together until you know you can handle it. You're not really going to need any cooldowns in the first boss, so there's nothing wrong with like pulling these first two. Using a cooldown or two, like I'm going to use an instincts now and a regen. Just to make sure. I'm on a line of sight that one out there. Stack them up a little more. But the marksmans are the ones who you need to worry about the most. The big guys don't really do a lot to you. Like a heavy melee here and there. The pups will stun you. It's either the pups or the fangs when they get on you. It's best to charge in on them if you have that, or a roar as you move into at least get a bark skin or a thrash off. Something to be hitting them while you are stunned. And now the only other mobs that you're gonna have to worry about with these are the devils, because they heal and do a lightning bolt. That's it. But obviously best to avoid any unnecessary damage because they do target your party. And again, heal. So both things that you don't want to add into all the shit that's already happening. So you don't need that trash over there. Now the only thing that you need to worry about on the bosses here is one of them is always going to have a lightning shield on them, which just means that if you do melee damage to them, you will be taking extra damage from the shield. So it's best to just keep your main target as the one that does not have a shield on it. I still cleave. It doesn't do like enough for me to worry about. If I was just like on her, burning her, it would be doing like a little, like enough for me to have to stop and wait for a moment, or like throw off a regen that I might not need. But then the shield is going to change periodically. So right and now it's back on Azeroth. He has it on him. And the other boss aspects didn't have it on him, so what I would have done is swap targets until the shield falls off this guy, because he kind of stays in place. After he gets the shield on him, he doesn't move around too much. He does like some AoE. Nothing you really need to worry about. And plus, like, tyrannical, obviously, like, be sure not to be anywhere near his abilities. But next up, we got the riders on their fucking mana ray crab. I don't know what you would call this, but the only thing they cast is electrified scales. The only thing you need to worry about. It just does extra melee damage, or extra damage to you when you melee them. Nothing you really need to worry about until you get into keys. Once you get into keys, be very mindful of that, because any extra damage could really fuck you up. So, you know, just be careful. If there's anybody you want to skull in these packs, I like to do the riders, mainly just because they hop off their mount and they stop doing their AoE once they hit a certain percentage. I don't remember what it is. The breath. That's the AoE that they do. It's fucking damn. So 40% health. He hops off his mount, and then you can hop on something else, especially if it has a lightning shield on it. So more snakes. Hey. Now what I'll normally do is just hold on to these two. You can't bring him out, and the cloud will vanish eventually. It will vanish eventually. Alright, there. Now you grip it, dude. I guess he couldn't target it, so. Marksman again, just doing random damage to your party. So. Burn him down before you move on. Another one of the riders. So he's just going to be doing the breath. Make sure you aim it away from your party and just move out of it. Keep on moving on down. Remember, as we said in some of the other videos, just be aware of like where you could be saving time. Like, I'm not going to pull this one mob and sit back there and kill that one thing. Like, that's just a huge waste of time. So you're gonna burn the tenders first because they heal themselves up like a lot, and also will drag themselves to a shell and will drain it. Now you can typhoon or do a death grip, but it's not gonna interrupt the cast. You have to stun it or incapacitate it or fear it. You gotta do something else. Typhoon and grip will not work for that. So now usually what I'll do here, because that's a pack of 3 tenders in the middle 3 healers, and I generally, especially in pugs, don't want to pull more than like 2 of these at a time. And when you do, definitely put skulls on them. Gives them a hint like, hey, kill this fucking thing, please. So greater healing potion. Yep, somebody got it, thankfully. So I'm gonna get the other rider. We got an incubator here. I'm gonna pull this other incubator over here. Now the incubators do this little annoying thing. It's called lightning in a bottle that you can interrupt, but if you don't, the shit on the ground over here, it's like right around blue, is lightning. So they're gonna burn the tender, and it's gonna do its drain. You're gonna incapacitate it. And now the incubator, I'm going to taunt it away and see if it'll cast its thing, but it's going to cast lightning in a bottle. And I wish I could show it to you, but I had like a lag spike, so. But anyways, mark 2 of the tenders for first ones to die and be interrupted. I'll usually hop on the unmarked one. And keys, I'll tell people, just because apparently there's like a confusion with who's going to kill what or interrupt what. Like skull is them, skull and X, and then I'll be on like the unmarked things. It's just the best way that I've found to handle it on the fly, like in a dungeon. So we'll talk about lightning in a bottle in a minute, but this boss, she does a breath face towards a random person. She puts him in a knot of snakes. I'm gonna put skull in it. Alright, they got it out. The breath again on just a random player. She doesn't melee for anything. She's gonna spend most of the fight underground because this shit takes so long. But when she does that, she spawns these ads. Just grab thread on them. Don't really do much. Let me. There you go. Sorry. So he's just gonna keep doing this for a minute, and then he's gonna come across the middle. He's gonna do it twice. On the second time, he'll come out. He's gonna cast Blinding Sand. You just need to look away. I thought I had it in time, but look away and easily avoidable. I'll do it on the next one. Thought I was gonna be slick and do it quick. I'm gonna incapacitate these. You can stun these. See which direction he's gonna go through the middle. I'm assuming on high tyrannical keys this will hurt, maybe even one shot, but yet to be seen. Breath, just get out of the way. Blinding Sand, I'm just gonna turn around. It's not gonna stun me. Easy. So these, the Nimbuses are annoying. they melee, it feels like, more than they do magic shit, but you want to burn the Stormcallers first, just because they're going to do more damage to your party. Stun this. And yeah, the Nimbuses, they focus most of their damage on you, thankfully. Throw an interrupt on the accumulated charge. And done. Man. If you're a druid, by the way, you can just, like, once you get to a certain point, you can, like, walk up on the edge of this. Yeah, but I didn't do that. So again, we're gonna burn the Stormcaller first. I can Typhoon these. The Nimbus, as I said, dude, another mob that can't be stunned, but can be Typhooned, so. Now the interesting about, damn, the interesting thing about the dervish mobs here is they will port to you. So I'm gonna show you. I have thread on those two. They ported there. I'm gonna pull a thread on him, and I'm gonna pull these right here. And this one, Nipple, is gonna port to me. See? Now he's right here. I don't know why they do it, but they do it, so. You know. They do like a little bit of AoE. They don't really melee for anything, so. You just want to get them stacked so they'll die faster. Now this boss, stand in lasers, please. So this boss is going to do one ability that you just need to avoid, and that's when the pillar comes up right here to the right. There's going to be a beam out of that. Somebody needs to stand in that. You are not somebody that needs to stand in that. Once you get a bit of gear, dude, like I'm 353 equipped. So that's still 13 item levels above this content. So I'll stand in it if it's absolutely necessary. But dude, hello. The reason you don't want to stand in it, I'm going to show you, is because it increases your damage taken by 10% per stack. So, but the more they hit him, the more his bar fills up right here, which is when he does this ability right here. Consume charge, and it just does AoE. The concept of the fight is to just absorb all the shit from the beacons, so you never get a consumed charge, because if you get a consumed charge and people have stacks, you know, they're probably gonna die, they might die. So the idea is just to avoid all of them, and he ideally should not cast that at all. And if he does, it's gonna hurt, and whoever's got stacks, you better hope they know that they have stacks and how many, and that they might need to use a cooldown or something. So explaining it to you so you can explain it to somebody else, because it, you know, at first some people will be like, dude, I've had people like on a beam next to me and they ran away expecting me to do it, and I'm like, nah bitch, like, hey nah. Like, I know it's only a rag mythic, but you better get used to this. Like, So my response to that was to like move the boss. So like the melee didn't really have a choice but to be like in the beam. And then he eventually took the fucking hint, and we got past it. But so the mechanic here is this: you got to get the eye into the skull, and plus you have to do this twice. I'll show you where you're gonna go for that. But if whoever has the eye gets meleeed, they drop it. If a guardian is near it, the guardian will go for the eye. And he'll knock it out of the player's hand, pick it up, and then walk it back to where you just grabbed it from. Or no, I guess in reg you do have to do it, but yeah, the mobs are attracted to it. So you just want to, yep. You just got to get both eyes in and tank everything so they don't hit your party. And if you get a guardian, which is like, there's none up right now, but it's the only elite mob that will be in this whole room. And he'll beeline it right for whoever has the eye, so. Alright, so we're almost to the last boss. Can you believe it already? So these mobs, one thing that you need to be aware of, the guardians here and on the boss are going to hurt. They're going to do a lot of melee damage. You really just need to interrupt the lava burst. Have your party kill him first and just rotate whatever your active mitigation is. I just roll iron furs and hope I died some. But you'll see on the boss. And plus, like, those guys scale, so just really be careful. And notice I haven't really used... I might have used Bark Skin a couple of times earlier. But I haven't touched Instincts. Mainly just because as I go through these... and like these and keys and things, especially through learning what large big dick pulls I can do, I try not to use survival instincts as I go through like normal content. Why didn't that interrupt him? The fuck? Just to get myself used to not needing it, because there will be like the same as it is now where it's like, alright, I'm going to need at least one instincts for this boss, like Maw of Souls, a good example. Like I'm going to, like, it's a tyrannical like 18 plus, so I'm going to need at least one instincts, hopefully like probably two, to be safe. So it's just good to just go ahead and have the practice of not using it, so you're not relying on it. Like instincts or shield wall or the guardian for Pally, fortifying brew for monk, IBF for DK, like all cooldowns that you don't learn to rely on those. Learn to use those to get past mechanics that would otherwise kill you, like or like a pull that would otherwise be like. That's one thing that bears kind of have ahead of the other tanks, is that Instincts has 2 charges, and for how long it lasts, like it's the same duration as the others, but the strength is just in the ability to stagger it, and to just have 2, like to use just in general. So where it's like, alright, so I have to use my shield wall for an ability that's going to kill me, but then I'm gonna have to deal with that again in like a minute, so what the fuck. Whereas a bear, if you don't need the whole 4 seconds, so Okay, so the last phase of this fight is the only one you really need to worry too much about. So spawning random adds. This is the first time I've seen all the hexers out, but the guardians are still really gonna hurt here. And a reset. Cool, man. Anyways, so after the bug. So the hexers are what is keeping your healer from healing up the mob. So your healer is trying to heal up square to full. That's the whole objective of this. Your only objective is to tank the Guardian and the Plague Doctors and interrupt the Plague Doctors and put a skull on them. So your party kills them first. Because if you're rolling Iron Furs and a Bark Skin here and there, the Guardian is not going to be a big deal. He can be stunned. I don't know if he can be Typhooned. Oh my god. You can Typhoon. So on the last Hexer, you can Typhoon them to knock off the healing buff while you kill the last mob. I'll show you on the next pack. I'll save it. But it just like saves you the time in killing that mob where your healer could be healing the NPC. Because that's what gets the fight done. So then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to help her out. Yo, heal square, dude. Heal square, bro. What are you doing, man? Yo. Are you serious right now? She bugged again. Is she just buggy right now? Man, Blizz, you're killing me right now. It's bugged, okay? I suck at winking, but it's bugged, okay? Also, my healer might be horrible trash. But that is pretty much the whole fight, dude. You have to hold a Guardian. You gotta help burn down the Hexers. Make sure the chain lightning is not getting off. And that's it, dude. So easy fight to tank, easy instance to tank as a whole. So yeah, dude, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out on the channel, thanks to y'all for hanging out on the stream, tolerating me while I do this. And stay tuned for more, man. There's more coming. Just wait. If you like it, please leave a like on the video and sub and hit the bell and all of that shit. So thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you again very soon.